Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Teenager Who Cooks. Today I'll be making a Japanese Jiggly Cheesecake. Okay, this is a super fun recipe, and I'm sure you have all seen the satisfying videos online of the really jiggly cheesecake. So today we're gonna be making that, and here are the ingredients that we'll be using. For now, we have 3 large eggs, 25 grams of cake flour or low gluten, 35 grams of butter, 160 grams of cream cheese, and 60 grams of milk. And before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Alright, so here we have a pot of water. You can see there's not much water actually in. And we're just gonna boil this so that we can kind of combine our butter, milk, and cream cheese over it. So we're gonna want to separate our eggs, our egg yolks from our egg whites. That one was fast. Alright, now let me go wash my hands and we'll prepare the rest. Okay, so the water is boiling now, so I'm just gonna change the heat to low. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this on top here. I'm gonna add in our milk from earlier. Hopefully. I'm also gonna add in our cream cheese and our butter. And now, because we're just gonna heat this up anyways, your cream cheese doesn't have to be room temperature. Your butter can also just be out of the fridge. It's like very hard. Now we'll just wait until these guys melt and we can mix them together with our whisk. Okay, so you can see how smooth it has become. At first there's a lot of the lumps and bumps, but you just have to be patient. And now I'm just gonna completely turn the heat off, and I'm gonna add in, one sec, let me kind of release any excess steam that was down there a little bit. So I'm just gonna add in 3 egg yolks, and now we're gonna wanna be quick about this. You wanna stir it really fast so that the egg yolks don't actually curdle. We don't want them to cook, we just want them to have a little bit of excess heat. And we're just gonna stir this for like a minute or so that everything is combined, because like a lot of the fats and the liquids won't combine without the egg yolks. You're gonna want a really good arm workout. And then finally, we're gonna add in our cake flour. So the heat is still off, by the way. Stir it up a lot. Now we want to stir it up really fast. Your egg yolks and your flour are gonna be cooked a little bit by this residual heat. And once they're all combined, it should be like, I'll show you the consistency once it's done. Alright, so now our mixture looks like this. It is pretty good. You can see how there's like kind of those strands. You can just try to copy this texture. It doesn't have to be perfectly exact, but this is kind of what we want to get to. Now we'll prepare the egg whites. Okay, so it's time to beat our egg whites. So these are just the leftover from the 3 eggs earlier. They're completely cold. I'll add in just a tiny splash of white vinegar. It's like half a teaspoon. And then we're just gonna start beating this on speed 4. On my mixer, it's speed 4 out of 5. Okay, so the egg whites have been beaten, so there's a lot of bubbles. Now just add in like a third of the sugar. I'll keep beating. And then we'll add in the rest. And now we're just gonna beat on speed 3 now instead of 4 until we develop soft peaks. Alright, so here you can see that the peaks are like pretty soft. You can see at the end of here and down here how they're just like leaning over kind of lazily. This is what we're wanting to look for. Now we're just gonna fold this into our mixture from earlier as we cooked over the stove. Now what we're gonna want to do is just incorporate the mixture like a third at a time. So you can see I have a big glob here, and I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna fold it around it. Try to be kind of delicate. You're just scraping around and like covering it kind of. You're never gonna really like mix it. You're just scraping and covering. Now every time you think it's basically all incorporated, you'll just add another big glob of our egg whites. We're just gonna repeat the same process again. Okay, so I've preheated the oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Now with my completely folded mixture, I'm gonna pour it into the cake pan that I've lined completely with parchment paper on all sides. You can see how nice and smooth our batter is. It's very nice. I'll slowly do this. No rush necessary. Oops. Alright, so I have this bigger baking pan here. I'm just gonna add this boiling water that I have. Be careful. It's boiling hot water. I'm just gonna add a bit. I'm gonna add our cake in. And now this is ready to go into the oven for exactly 1 hour. Alright, now that the cake is basically ready, we're just gonna broil it for 3 minutes. So it's 3:24 right now, we'll wait until 3:27. Alright guys, it looks like our cake is perfectly done. Now we're just gonna wait until it's kind of cool so that we can touch the edge with our hands, and we're just gonna flip it out. Alright guys, so you can see how we have this beautiful jiggly cheesecake. It's like super wobbly. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna need to let this rest in like your fridge, and it's gonna kind of shrink down to be the perfect little cheesecake. And right now when it just comes out of the fridge, it's like really jiggly. So you're not supposed to eat it right now. Just make sure it cools down, and it's gonna be a super tasty cheesecake. But you can see how fun it is when it jiggles like this. Alright, so if you enjoyed this episode of Teenager Who Cooks, please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and stay tuned for the next video.